Last night's loss officially marked the end of the Warriors dynasty. 4 titles in 9 seasons, indelible memories, pure domination, and a dynastic run we will talk about for sure. All things come to an end. And this is no doubt the last time we will see their big three together. They had a great run. It was enjoyable. You best believe changes are coming. The Warriors will look a lot different next season. A lot different. No way you're keeping this core together. This team you have now, they're not staying together. I think last night we saw the last of Klay Thompson in a Warriors uniform. He's obviously approaching free agency. There's no doubt he's in decline. That was it for him. You will have to move on from Klay Thompson. Now, that's not to say a lot of teams around the league can't use him, because that would be ignorant to suggest. Is he what he used to be? The answer is no. I've noticed with this team that it had slowly been deteriorating ahead of this play-in loss to the Sacramento Kings, who put them to sleep last night, right? Put them to bed. It's not that same dominant team that used to put fear in opposing teams. Klay and Draymond are washed. More than anything, both of them need a change of scenery. They both have run their course in the Bay Area. Time to move on. Go your separate ways. This core won't be able to do it again. If the Warriors are to be this team that contends again, then they need to put some good pieces around Steph Curry so he can get back. It'll be an entirely different team next season. I express my incredible level of gratitude for what their run meant for the game. But this is the third time in 5 years they've missed the playoffs. That's concerning. The third time in 5 years. That means changes need to come. And I think this offseason, the Warriors will be very active in making changes. You got guys that can play. You got Andrew Wiggins. But the thing with him, and to put it into perspective, the thing with him is he doesn't always show up. You know, he's too inconsistent for me. You know, he's away from the team too much. He's not there with his team because he has personal issues off the court. So he takes a lot of time away from the team, and that's not always a good thing. You know, dare I say, you had a nutcase in Draymond Green, whose suspension during the season hurt the team tremendously as well. There was times that he was absent and his services were desperately needed, but he was nowhere to be found. You know, because he would always get suspended for his antics on the court. So there's a lot of things that you have to factor in here why the Warriors had an unsuccessful season. And yes, it was a season of failure for the Golden State Warriors, because with a team as talented as they are, they should have made the playoffs. At least made it into the playoffs. You lose in the play-in tournament to the Sacramento Kings. They ended your season all great and all, but I do think Steph Curry still has a lot left. I think you build around him. He is your superstar player. He's still playing this game at such a high level. And now you gotta start making moves to make this team a lot better. Because what we saw last night was the end of an era. And I don't think that front office, I don't think they're gonna let Steph Curry's, the twilight stages of his career, fade into oblivion. I just don't see that happening. You know, you don't want your superstar player to go out like that. You want him to finish his career with a bang. So you got to get some players in there with talent, some players that can play this game at such a high level, because you look at the Western Conference, right? And I mean, so many teams have elevated to this level of competition that the Warriors are suddenly being left out because other teams in the Western Conference have caught up to them. They've gotten better. They built their rosters through the draft or through free agency, and they've gotten 10 times better than what the Warriors have been, you know? So now it's time to retool. It's time to rebuild. It's time to, you know, get busy this offseason and see what you can do to better your product. so you give your superstar player a chance to compete again at such a high level.